You bring up my.
Chuck is going to be bringing up something.
Did you crop me? Did I look decent at least?
Yeah, I got your green screen blocked off. Hey, Commander
Okay.
Pete, can you see and hear me? And Chuck,
Commander Pete. Where's Troll Organs at here?
we don't remember exactly how we got rid of the feedback last time, so let us know if you're, we'll see.
It sounds perfect.
We don't remember exactly how we got rid of the feedback. I'm getting the feedback in here now.
But that was my phone. But yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Yep, perfect.
Okay, so we're not having any problems?
Listen to my phone. It's perfect.
Okay. Well, then, as long as we're not having any problems with it so far, we'll just assume that it's good. All right, so yeah, good deal. All right. So we're going to take a few minutes here and let people wander in.
Yeah, I'm going to push up these alerts.
Okay. And I'm going to...
Fucking Twitter kills me. They have this little thing you have to unclick. Reverse. Whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that make no sense whatsoever. I think we got a little bit of lag going on too. I'm not sure why.
I'll look in a second.
It happens here, and it doesn't happen anywhere else.
What do you mean, as far as here?
Between you and me, we have a slow little lag, but when I'm at Steve's, it doesn't happen. Even though I know that Kenneth's got the best internet around here too. It's the fastest you can get. So like at least when I'm looking, it looks like your mouth is frozen. Oh no, it's just your tongue. You just keep it out there. Hey Chantel, how you doing?
So I'm watching on here and. Do me a favor. Put your hand up to your ear and then take it down.
There, I've done it.
About a 12-second delay on the camera here versus you.
Yeah. So that's why.
That's about normal. Honestly, you can't.
Well, and I know there are some things that we can play with on the bit rate and what have you.
Oh. You might want to, on that graphic I should probably send you a different one. Are you capable of making a black square image?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you might want to put one up there to the right of the World Anvil symbol. Just saying.
To the right of the World Anvil saying. Oh, you mean the giveaway? I forgot I was going to take that. Oh, I can just take that off.
I couldn't remember if I had that on there as a separate thing or not.
Yeah, you do. Hold on a second.
Okay.
We're not doing a giveaway today. Oh, that seems rude. If it's up there, we're doing it. So we'll just give something away.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Oh, we can always give away a sub or something too. Whatever.
Yeah. No. We'll give away a $20 PDF. Or no, a $20 gift certificate. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Tim's been drinking today.
I drink every day.
Drinking. How is everybody today? Good to see everybody coming in here.
Hey, Effie, I cannot do that. I have trouble walking, so I rub your head and.
See if I can do it.
Oh, I'm not. Well, I'm not getting up and dancing, so that's good.
Hey, check out this cool hat I got for my son the other day. It's a Fallout 4 hat. Isn't that cool?
A what?
Or 76 hat. It's a Fallout hat. It's an Adam Cats.
Oh, I couldn't see it. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, an Adam Cats. Yeah. I don't like to wear hats. I used to wear them when I taught tennis. I had to wear them when I was teaching outside.
Oh my God.
Because my head
I've been wearing it for so long, dude, that I can't imagine not wearing a hat.
I wear a cat, I wear my knit thing over all the time because it's cold.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne, how's it going? All right. So before we get started with World Anvil, let's just talk a little bit about where we are with other things. The Tricks of the Trade are going to take a little break while Steve works on getting the storefront, the office, and everything else situated and getting things packed and set up. So it won't be going on tomorrow night. It may not go on next Thursday night. We'll see how far he gets along. For now, we're gonna have my show, and maybe we'll have Chuck, clipping his toenails one day. Don't
Well, I
know.
was thinking about tomorrow night doing sort of like a topless AMA myself. What do you think, guys? I can put some pasties on.
Yeah. You know, this is an adult show, but not a disgusting adult show. So we don't really go there. So now, as we go along here, Chuck is going to be paying attention over here. If we got any questions, just shout them out and we'll get to them. Because I don't have my glasses on, I have trouble back and forth with my trifocals here. So I just take them off and pretend I can see. I can read it, but I just have to. I'll do this and get there.
That's what I'm here for, to help out. I'm good with handicap. I really am.
So no, Epi, we do not have a storefront. I misspoke. It's just the store, what I call the store, which is the office, and it has everything in there.
You see, which is the front of the store. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what else is going on. So that is where we are. We may have some pickup shows over the next week. I don't know. I'll do another one. If I come down to Kennesaw or to Steve's, I'll come and do another World Animal Show. Then we will get the schedule out. I'm going to send out another. I'll send out a newsletter next week so you guys can follow that. Let's see. What else we got? I've been working along with Scott, aka Bake Sauce, to create the GM Tricks of the Trade searchable, sortable thing that looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. We're going to do a little bit more on it, but we're probably going to put that out there at some point for viewing. It may be part of the World Animal thing. I'm not sure. That looks good. Bake has also been helping with what will become a public errata page.
But did you say erotica?
Errata.
Oh,
errata.
My bad.
Yes, yeah. Your erotica is, just you keep your shirt on. Let's just put it that way. So the idea is that when we have something about to go to print, you'll be able to go in there and if you see anything misspelled, no rule changes, none of that stuff. But if you see a typo and we want to clean it up, you can put that in there. I think that'll be great. And I told Joe Goodman yesterday that I would give him full credit because I stole this from him when I got his newsletter. And so I called him up and asked him if I could borrow it, and he said, of course. And he didn't even need credit. It was actually his editor, Jen, who did it. So I think it looks good. I think it would be a good way to allow the public to send stuff without having to just email it to me, then me send it to the editor, then that sent on to the layout guy. This way we'll have access to it. Moondog, I'm sure you're talking about the green screen guy, right?
Here's the thing about commenting on what you talked about the errata thing. That'll be good because Wayne Red Dragon has really been complaining about having to keep track of that shit. So that'll be good. He won't have to worry about that so much. It's rough, man. Calling me up at 2 a.m. in the morning, sobbing because his wife's complaining about leaving him because all he does is talk about errata. It's pretty sad. It really is.
Well, I think we've got one for our devs, which we'll keep. But I think the idea of again, this is just going to be out there. We'll announce it every once in a while. But to give you a quick understanding, we don't necessarily print like a normal print run for our soft covers. So like A1, we'll sort of do not a print on demand, but we may print 50 of them. And then another 2 weeks from then, we have to print another 50. So we don't just do a huge run. If we have the covers, we'll do them sort of on that way. So the changes may not show up right away, is my point. If you submit something, it may take until we do another 6 months before we do another big run, and we go in and change the file. because we want to amass a bunch of those before we go in. Because when you start messing with the file, as some of you probably know, it messes up the layout. Then when you mess up the layout, blah, 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 pain in the tuchus. But anyway, I think that's something that's really cool, and I'm excited about that. All right, so am I missing anything over here, Chuck? I see you moving around and giggling. Is there any questions that I need to?
No, it's just Wayne being funny.
Wayne
anyway,
being Wayne?
No, we're good.
Okay, good. Okay.
Just giving me shit, basically.
So now, World Anvil. A lot of you have been following us. If you're not following us on World Anvil, I really would appreciate you going over there and following us. We're getting closer and closer to my desired publication date. I mean, it's already public right now, but at some point there will be a charge. There'll be some free sections. There'll be some, maybe 3 tiers. We're not exactly sure yet, and we're not exactly sure how we're going to do some of these things. But that's basically, I wanted that in March 1, and I don't want to do it if we don't have value for money. So we're getting there, but we have a lot more to do, in my opinion, to get it ready to really charge anybody for it. I want to get a lot more adventures out there. I want to have the gods finished. I need the kingdoms finished. The lands, Wayne has been helping out since Keith had a computer problem. Let's see, what else have we got? Dark and Fold is all in there. It just needs to have some previous and next articles put in. Moondog, you're pretty much done, right? I mean, we need to put in links, and we need to fix a few minor things, but a lot of the material is there as far as I can tell, for yours in the people section. Although today I just noticed this, and I put this out on the Discord to ask people, where did it go? If you will look here, there's something, a character. I'm getting feedback now. Hello?
I hear you fine.
Okay, I was getting a repeat. 𝚃𝚛𝚘𝚕𝚕 is a new peoples. I'll give everybody a chance to see that. I mean, it's actually not under peoples. It's just a new character, and it was written by somebody I don't know, a Nicodemus BC.
Yeah. Now, do you know what the story is on that? Because I was going to tell you about it.
No.
All right. So in the chat, let me look real quick here, and let me check something before anybody says anything. We want to look at Red Dragon. Yeah. So.
Oh, this was the thing Wayne. This is the thing Wayne was talking to me about. And so is this your character from your group? But this is on your site. This is on your World Anvil thing, Wayne.
It is his people. He'll answer in a minute.
Yeah, I know he will. But okay, so I didn't know what this was, and so we need to figure out how to handle this. But this is sort of what he was talking to me about the other day, was that you'll be able to do this sort of thing, right? You'll be able to. It's on yours, but it kind of showed. I didn't know how it showed up on ours, and we need to figure out how that works. I think it's cool that it does, and I think we need to figure out exactly. We just don't want to get it confused with the other stuff on there. So that kind of answers that question. This was something that we were sort of lost on, or I was sort of lost on, about how that's going to work, and we still may not know how it works. But anyway, we'll just we'll keep going, and we can talk about that later. That's something that I was confused about, so now I feel slightly better.
At least we know how it's going to be implemented on their side. I mean, you know.
True.
We wonder what the control is on that.
We don't know our control on our side. Like, you know, if this shows up as an article within our world. So right. I don't know if he did something different. Sorry.
Well, here's my issue. Even beyond all the stuff with, like, you know, what we want to have presented or not. What if the guy's name was Bald Raper or something? I mean, you know, we got to be careful stuff like that too.
And so what we need to know, it may be that we need to have permission. We need to give permission in order to link stuff on here that way. Now he's a dev, and so he may have rights that are doing it differently, and I certainly don't have a problem with this. I just need to figure out the best way to keep it separate from the World Anvil canon of aired hours, so that, you know, similar like with when we're going to allow people to put their own settings or adventures or whatever in there. We need to be able to keep that sort of, you know, separate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Mage. Now here's the thing. See, he's not been given any permissions on our world. This strictly came through because they connected our world to their world.
Well, but he does have permissions on our world. He's a writer.
Oh, is he? I didn't realize that.
Wayne?
No. This guy that put 𝚃𝚘𝚕𝚔 in, Wayne didn't do that, I don't think.
Oh.
Did Wayne do it? My understanding was the guy did it.
He said it was his character.
Well,
thank you, Moondog. We appreciate it.
Hey, Moondog, thank you for the biddies, buddy. Yeah, Wayne, explain a little bit about that, would you?
Well, we don't need to. I don't want to waste everybody's time. We can give an explanation next week. We can do it offline.
Kind of public.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting some lag here, so it's
Yeah, you are a little bit.
A little nuts. Okay, so this is your player's character, Wayne, but how did it show up in if he's not an editor or a writer? Okay, all right. Hey, I'm not bad mouthing any of this. I think technology is awesome, and we'll figure it out. We just got to figure out the best way to lay all this out.
That's right. We just want to understand it better. That's all.
Yeah. I'm happy to experiment, because that's what we've got to do. Only way to get this stuff done is to try it and see what happens. So let me get on over here let me get back to what we were doing. I mean, that's cool. Honestly. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Were you going to say something, Chuck?
No, I was just going to say welcome to all the new folks that's hopped to the channel.
Yeah.
And hey to my friend. Thanks to everybody for coming and hanging out.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. I mean, I'm reticent on camera. I'm not. You go to a con, you will find me in my room 90% of the time, and I'm not very comfortable on the screen. But this is fun, and it's something I'm still doing, still learning. So, you know, and it makes Chuck happy. Chuck loves to be on the screen. If you had a face like that, wouldn't you want to be on screen?
You've lost your mind.
Uh-huh.
I'm just used to it. 8 years of this, I've gotten used to it. So. Yeah. Okay with me. I don't care.
Right. You're used to. I like being sort of the person in the background most of the time. But let's get on to where we were.
We kid around about Tim being him in the shadows.
Yeah. I like that spot. All right. So that's going on, and now I will show you from last week. You know, we had this discussion about Atlas of Aired, Adventures in Aired, NPCs in Aired. I took all the aired stuff out of there because it seemed superfluous. And so now if it's just Atlas, then you're going to click on Atlas, and then it's going to break it down. Hello, puppy dog.
Hey, he just got back. He's saying hi. He's growling.
Yeah, I see that.
Scared. Yeah. This is the real beast right here. This is Chewbacca.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, he's a monster. Say bye. All right, you want to get down? Get in. Go ahead, Tim. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
No worries, you're fine. I just went back for a second and said that's why it shows up on the main world page then. All right, cool, Mage. Thank you very much. We'll take a look around it and see what's going on, and see what we can find out. All right, so anyway, we've set that up. Now the Atlas just reads like that. One discussion I wanted to have with people to get their feedback is, as we stated, 90% of what, well, 95 really of everything that we have for aired happens in the lands of Ursel. And the map of the lands of Ursel, you will see I'm bringing up here now. It's split into 9 separate categories, but this is where everything really happens, right? Wayne has started putting we've got Gotland in, Darkenfold in, and Gotland. No, did I say Gotland Knee already? And Alstrag. Wayne, I think, was working on Alstrag too.
He was. I think Scott Bake was working on Gotland.
I'm sorry, Scott was working on Gotland.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Wayne Alstrag. So we're getting those in, and now Scott was going to hold off. Is Scott in here? Does he do these things? Does he come to
It's cord. Typically, he takes a nap at 2 p.m. Let's see if he's awake. Yeah, he's asleep right now.
He takes a nap at 2 p.m.?
Yeah, I've known him for years, and he always takes a nap at 2 p.m. every day.
Really? Does he have his tea and cookies and then just take a little nap?
I wish he was in here for
and
this.
put it. It's like when I was in kindergarten, right? They tell you to just put your head on your desk, and if you fall asleep, that's fine. But otherwise, you have to be quiet.
I wish he was here. He's not in Discord, so he's definitely taking a nap.
Okay, but I mean that just cracks me up because I've
gotten used to it, man. Because like when we play on Saturdays, we'd always end at 2, and it would be nap time for him, Yeah, so
excellent, Wayne. Thank you very much. Well, that just that just cracks me up because he. Anyway, I could never really sleep. I don't sleep much now. Maybe 5 hours if I'm lucky. But I haven't taken a nap since I was 6.
You're an enigma, man. You don't sleep. Alien.
Yeah, I don't like to sleep. It's a pain. All right, so quick reminder: we are going to do a giveaway. Let's try to run that at about 1:45, Chuck. I don't know if you have to set up anything.
No, I got it on here already.
All right, cool. Fine. All right, and I'll need to make up the coupon, so whoever wins, we'll get it to you.
That reminds me, I got to get with Willie Rad or whatever. He was whenever he won that day. He was down in like Panama or somewhere really far off on vacation, so I still need to get his coupon to him.
I gave it to you though, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Got it now.
All right.
Dogs are barking like crazy.
You have a child, don't you, Epi? 5 hours of sleep. I'm lucky if I get 4. Look, man,
Epi's got 6 kids actually.
6 kids?
No, I'm full of shit, but it sounds funny.
Okay, well, that's crazy. Campaign is.
He's got 2, I think, or 3. Little ones.
That's wild. Now, let me just see here. Wayne just wrote that the campaign is gone. I didn't mean for you to take that down, dude. That was not my intent. Okay. Well, I'm not sure maybe what you're talking about. But anyway, to get back to my question, I'm sort of rambling here. I think whenever you turn the camera on, the microphone on and off, I get a brief instant of feedback.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But all right, so the lands of Ursel, that's where most of the stuff happens.
Right.
And do we need to pull the lands of Ursel stuff out and make it more on the tree so that you can see it? Or is it okay for them to tree down?
Where's it at? Where's it at the tree right now? I'll admit I've not looked at it in a week or two, so I'm not real sure. You go into the world of air, but has it got? We've got the one map of lands of Ursel, and that's it. Don't we have it broken down into left and right?
Well,
east and west.
I put the map of the lands of Ursel up top because it's that and the map of the world of air are the most used right now. Now, when you break it down, you have the map of the Darkenfold Forest. You have the map of the Southwest Ursel, which has parts of Darkenfold in it.
I'm gonna bring up World Animal because I need to see this too. Because
Central.
We have. Yeah. The problem is we have like you said, the majority of our stuff's been produced has been around the cradle of the world or whatever. That Central Ursel part.
Yeah.
Except for the Haunted Highlands, of course. And let's see. Let me just go to the world thing here. And of course, now here's the thing. You might want to be thinking about this too. Let me look here and see. So if we go to the lands of Ursel, yeah. So he's got Southwest. You got the Darkenfold. Let me look at the map. So the map of Ursel, it should have. Okay. So he's got. Let's see here. Oh shit! What is this?
Well, I'm trying to get what he's doing is he's showing people where we've got stuff populated. Now, if the lands of Ursul has further broken down into 9, right? So you can click on any of these, and I'm going to be changing them if they're sort of populated, like the Darkenfold that I'm bringing up for people now. This takes them to, huh?
Let me ask you a question about these markers real quick. So I'm on the regular lands of Ursul. There should be 9 markers here, right?
Yeah.
Looks like I've got 8 blue ones, and then
blue.
A black one over here.
Right. The black one is because that is the one that has anything in it. If you click on it, that will take you to the Darkenfold.
Okay, because I'm not getting any tooltips or anything coming up on these.
Right. That's because there's nothing in them yet.
Okay, so that's from what we talked about the other day. But generally speaking, these are the areas that you guys have split this up into.
Right. You've got 𝚃𝚘𝚕𝚔 that's in the south and the west central. It's a little confusing, but basically what we're going to try to do is if you click on that one, you should have the lands of Ursul. It says each of the 9 markers will take you to a blow-up map of the section.
Right.
And so those 9 are really the only things that are active. Now, out of those, we have what you guys can see as I'm clicking on is the Gotland and the 𝚃𝚘𝚕𝚔 or Austrag. And so those are all in there, but not a lot yet because we don't have a lot in there. We have most of this area, all of this sort of populated, but we still have yet to get it in. We've got the Darkenfold mostly in, the Gotland needs mostly in, that Wayne's working on, and Scott did Gotland, and then Wayne's doing Austrag.
Keep this in mind. If you go down to, I'm looking for a map of Central East. I think that's going to be the right map. Central East of it. Let me zoom out. Yeah. So you see on the Central East map right there? Have you got it up, Timmy?
No, because I'll bring it back up for everybody. Let me just get over here.
All right.
Map.
Well, I just want to point this out to you so you'll have it in the back of your mind.
You mean the map of Central East Ursul?
Yeah.
Yeah. And see,
I'm a little concerned about this, to be honest with you. I'm not concerned, but I guess there's no more to it than that, because when we go back out of this, we just have that big world map. I'm just curious how much of this, because it looks like Steve has pulled this out of a much bigger detailed map, right? That we don't have.
No, we have it. If you are looking at what we have on the screen right now, just look at the Twitch. Okay, that's what you're looking at. But this is also part of the other map that I.
Well, my question is, we don't have nothing to the east of that.
Oh, you mean in there? That's the end of Ursul. That's all there. Go to.
Because here's my reasoning behind this. You see how that looks like that's cut off a little bit, and I don't know if it is cut off. If that's just me on that. No, on my map it's not cut off. I guess it was just how you had your browser up.
Well, the other thing too is that it starts at an initial setting, and you have to back out or back in depending on where it is. Now,
so what I was going to point out to you was go back to that map you just had up. That'll work. Was that which map was that?
That was the, I don't know.
Well, it's the easiest one I have is the Southeast Ursul map shows it, but I mean, there may be a better one. I don't know.
This is the Southeast Ursul.
Well, I'm waiting for it catches up with the stream.
Gotcha.
Before I comment.
If anyone's checking out Tim's browser tabs.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you know what that one is. Sadly, it's not very exciting. Where is it? It is how to clean your washing machine. It's starting to get a little funk to it, so I'm trying to get that cleaned up. So I bought some white vinegar.
My wife just goes out in the creek about back.
Oh, and just beats the stuff on a rock.
Yeah.
Well, that's Virginia, though. In Arkansas,
somebody walks into the stream, they're gonna be like,
in Arkansas, we're high tech, you know. But anyway,
So I dropped a link in there if anybody don't have a link to our Discord and also to World Animal, so you can see what we're doing here. But back to that map, off to the right there. Can you go any farther to the right? Did you see at the top how that's cut off? That THO.
Yeah. Well, this is going. That's the plains of Akrathos.
Okay. So do you know about that? You know what the story is on that? That's where the new module series is going to come from.
Oh, the new one that Davis is working on?
Doing. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be having stuff coming out for. My understanding, it's going to be the northern part above Blacktooth Ridge. So
yeah,
and I think that's the northern part.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. But see, here's Alstrag down here,
right?
And then you've got the Growsome Lands, the Undulata River. These are all been in something already. But when you get up here toward Punj and then into the plains, there's nothing populated in that. But if you go to the next map, you will see that. So there's going to be overlap on some maps like that.
Yeah, see, that's what I was wanting to know. Do we have a view of that area bigger, of just that area, or no?
This is right here, the whole of Ursel that has been done. So you can see, if I bring that up a little bit and bring it over, that's about as far as we have in Ursel that's been populated. So that's probably going to be actually.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's the same, yeah.
Yeah, and so there is a little bit of a confusion, I think. Run a cycle of whites with heavy bleach. Yeah, I'm gonna spend some time this weekend cleaning it because it takes a while to get those things clean. But anyway, let me see. We've got these 9 sections. Those are what the Lands of Ursel maps are kind of broken into, okay? But I just got to thinking about this because when I first started taking this thing over, you and Steve were setting up the maps that one day, and everything that's in the map of the Lands of Ursel takes you to these. Like the map of the Darkenfold Forest, that's where I've been putting the stuff in. So I need to make sure these all link correctly because a lot of these are double maps, and we don't need to do that twice because it takes a lot of work to put these things in.
Just need to one link.
Yeah, and so it's going to have to go like, okay, so here's the map of northeastern Ursel. That's going to should take you into the plains of Akrathos.
Should. Let me see. Yeah, but see, it's not, though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's another issue we're going to have to go through and figure out these maps. And I'm going to have to spend a little time with Steve and make sure that, because it's hard in my brain to figure out where to go from.
You know what he needs right there? I mean, this is going to sound laughable. Do we have a central east one?
Yeah, we do.
Let me look at it then.
It's a central center and then a central east one.
This gets confusing. You're right.
And what we really need, what I'd really like to be able to do is people go to the World of Aird map. And then you click on, if there's a marker, it's an area you can go to. Like eventually, like this whole continent right here is Rhineland, okay? That's where the Lands of Ursel is. But this is the largest landmass that we have.
Right.
Haunted Highlands is up here on the north and western section.
Thank you for following.
Oh, we got a new follower? Thank you.
Yeah. Zytek. Thank you, Zytek.
Oh, thank you very much, Zytek. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I agree with you, too, on that. That's where it ought to be at.
Okay, so now you click on anything that's active, you click it, and then it's going to take you to anything else that's further broken down in here if you want to. We didn't have to break this down, but we did because you can blow it up and make it bigger and make it better, and not have it look so crazy because most of this is populated. So when I first started on this, Darkenfold was the Southwest Ursel map was the one that we had the most stuff on, and then the Darkenfold in particular takes you into that part of it, and then so it's a drill down And then when you get to it, you can see these are all the things that have been put in by us, and in there. So, anyway, that's, if anyone has an idea, a thought about it, let me know, because I don't know precisely the best way to do this. But there is a lot to put in, and it will be growing all the time. So what's the best way? I really don't know. I'm trying to get back over to so the darken fold. See, this map just takes you to the darken fold, and that's a particular region in the southwest lands of Ursul. So when I click on it, it really should take me. I would think it should just take me right to there. But anyway, we are going to have to figure out some of those issues. Now, none of that matters if you go in through the tree on the left-hand side. Anybody got any questions so far? I feel like I'm rambling here and not really making any sense.
No, you're good, because that's like I posted. We want viewer feedback, so you guys tell us what you think.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be using it, but we all know that there's always two sides to every story. So
yeah.
And I need to know. I mean, just like you pointed out, that the trees are different, but they're going to have people that want to use trees, and because I want to click all the different map links. That's just how I am.
Yeah,
and then go back to the tree.
I'm sort of map oriented too, and if I want to look at the world, then kind of drive, tree my way down that way. We'll spend a little time looking at that. But now, as far as the rest of it, Epi has finished putting in all his stuff on C1. C2 is done. C3 is done. C6 is done. We still need to get in there and put links in, but we've been working a little bit on it, and I'm going to start trying to assign somebody to do some linking in all of these. Let's see, what do we lack still? We still need to get the kingdoms finished up. I know Rom is working on that. Peoples is pretty much done, except for the linking. He's done some. Guilds and orders, good. Economic tiers are good. Divine orders is George is still working on that. So that one is sort of an interesting one. We have a listing of the gods, which he has in a table, and what I would like for all of these to be linked to the gods in the section called the Gods Expanded.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I hate how it does that too. I need to see if there's a way of fixing that.
Wait, it comes right back to the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pisses me off too. But the more I'm thinking about this, I know Wayne said in there that, or Pete said that it might be good to set the default map to Ursul. But once we start putting the Highland stuff in, and then eventually, because really outside of Ursul, I think the only other stuff that we have in print or even digital, I think, guys, if you guys will back me up on this, I think pretty much is just Highlands. And I'm pushing Steve to expand a little bit. I mean, we've talked about, I've got some stuff I might actually do too, third party, for Uncle Nate, which is to the south there. You see that southern, out in the ocean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's great, but if we're just going to have everything in one area, there's no point in having the world map starting there and going down. But if we're going to have it multiple areas, it makes more sense to do it that way, sure.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that we probably need to leave it like it is, but we're going to have to, we probably need to start looking at putting some Highland stuff in there too soon. So it makes sense to have the world map at top, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I like that as the overall look. I would like for it to be there. And then what we do is just put a thing on there saying, here are the areas of exploration. If it has a marker on it, click on it. And then we just make it make more sense of how people, see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you go ahead.
Enze is going to be there. I mean, Enze is not being dealt with right now, but we're going to have a whole separate world for it like this. And we want to have it, but we're not in a hurry, because this is our test project here. And once we get everything down to where we have, I guess, a template sort of mental state, then we can go to NZA and we won't have to rework the wheel. We already know exactly how we want to put pins in, how we want to put maps in, how we want to put all the articles in, and it'll go much faster.
Yeah.
But we just don't. That's really why, and kind of like with me talking to him about Holland Highlands, one of the reasons we've really not talked about doing any of the other areas is because we're still trying to get this formatting down.
Right.
So that it comes through. Because there's no sense of trying to stumble over top of our feet, trying to do here, here, and here while we're still trying to learn the process.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
There was a question there. Moondog mentioned.
That's good.
We have a list of them by where their providence is. What they rule over. But I think there is a section in the Gods Expanded that George was working on, which now I'm looking at it. I think that ought to just go in over here. It shouldn't be a subcategory. I need to have it not show up here, have it in the middle, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. But now, if you look at the Gods Expanded, he only has one up so far, Amanut, but it does tell you. I believe it tells you the area of where they are, the order, the plane.
And it's a lot different. A lot of people have to realize I'm sorry, I didn't mean to walk over top of you, but in the world of air, most people, and let's admit it, most people approach, most people today, I think, that are buying RPGs approach these worlds like Forgotten Realms, because it is the biggest canon one out there. This one, the God everywhere by everybody for various reasons. I mean, it's almost kind of like in Forgotten Realms. You had gods that were specific for war, or specific for this, and that's if I was in the war, that's who I worshipped. But and that's not 100% always true, but that was pretty much the lay of the land. But in the world of air, and like in Greyhawk, you may one day need to call on help from the god of war, but then you may go to the ocean and cast a sacrifice to sea because you're going to take a boat across the water. Right. It's a lot more fluid. They're not as departmentalized as they are in Forgotten Realms. The gods for air and like for Greyhawk and a lot of other systems where they're just kind of. I mean, you look at Conan the Barbarian. Hell, the gods there were like that. You worshipped whoever. I mean, they even worshipped Crom, and he wasn't even really. I mean, some could say he wasn't really a deity. He was a deity, but he didn't give a shit about the people. He didn't. You could pray to Crom or whatever, but he never did anything for you. He didn't care. Yeah. His whole attitude was, you worship me and count on me for nothing. So it's kind of like that in a way.
Yeah, and I do think there are certain sections, instances in here where it can be explained via the god.
And to add to what Moon was saying and what you're thinking, now when you break it down by race, it does get different. Because then you have areas where gods are going to be worshipped more, obviously, if they're elven gods or dwarven gods versus humans. Humans are the ones that are a lot more prolific about not using whoever. They're very wishy-washy with their religion in air. Do you know what I mean? They'll go here or there. Demi-humans, not so much. They'll have a certain set of gods, and that's who they worship, and that's them. They don't worship any human gods. No. Yeah. It's not going to happen. I think humans would worship any god.
Yeah.
If it meets their purposes. Yeah. That's just my opinion.
Much like
and I know that we're coming out with some new stuff. I got to talk to Steve too. I'm a little confused about the gods and monsters stuff he's done because I thought we were going to do a book just on deities.
Are you talking about
last night he was talking about doing, yesterday streaming he was talking about doing a new gods and monsters. So I'm confused a little bit about that myself. I don't understand what we're doing as far as that because I thought we were going to keep the monsters all in M&T.
And M&T, but they're also in the tome.
But maybe they're going to be like epic monsters or something, or like boss monsters or godlike monsters. I don't know. I need to ask him about that. I don't even know myself, to be honest with you.
I don't either, and I have. I know that we've talked about the book, but things get fluid, and they sometimes are going to happen, and sometimes they're not.
But I think it's going to be. I think the religion thing is going to be a big deal for this year. I think I really hope we can get some really good stuff out of that because that's one of the areas that I've had, like Moon. I've had a hard time trying to understand because there's been so much here, there, and then you can't quite figure out. It'd be nice to have it all where it's all kind of lined up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, John. Yeah, that's true. All right. I think it's time for the giveaway.
Is it?
It is.
140. Moon's waiting, man.
He's like, ha.
All right, let me get over here to this thing.
All right.
We weren't going to do one today, and then he left that graphic up on there. So
I forgot to take it out of there. But yeah, it'll be all right. I didn't want anybody that had come on to think that I was trying to cheat them out of that.
It's okay.
So
I think it's nice of you, actually. So.
We'll honor it.
All right, let me get in here and clear this thing out from last week.
Okay. And so basically, don't do anything yet, but when Chuck tells you it's live and ready to go, you're going to be doing the thing. In the meantime, here while he's setting that up, I'll mention again to everybody that just kind of everybody that's shown up a little late here. The GM Tricks of the Trade is taking a hiatus for this week and maybe the following week. I'll let you know what's going to happen.
We'll post it on social media.
Okay.
Is this technically spring yet? So we'll call it winter break. How's that?
Yeah, there you go. It's just like winter vacation. In Maine, we have a winter vacation, right? Or it's actually called February vacation.
Yeah.
So we go skiing usually that week, and stuff like that. So anyway. That's going to change for this week, and then I don't think we'll be having the AMA on Tuesday. But again, we'll let everybody know. I'm trying to work on. Oh, we do have a 15% off thing going on in the store that I did today.
Well, nice to know about that. That's great. That's good.
Well, I'm telling you now. All right, it's 15%.
Remind me later, and I'll push it out with something else.
It's 15% off on any CNC Mystical Companions. Basically, kind of taking off. We did.
Let me open this giveaway real quick.
Okay.
There we go. It's open.
All right. So you're going to type ! Raffle to join. Yeah. So Wayne got his email. So I sent that out today. It's 15% off of any of your. Any Mystical Companions book, print and digital, or digital only. I think the coupon is, I'll write it down here. It's in the store, TROLLZAH, if I can spell, .com, TLG store, and it's Mystical Companions, and it is the code is CCMC15. That's the
No, talking out loud.
Oh, so that's the one thing I like about Equid. I don't like a whole lot of things about our store back end, but I can set the name of the codes. It helps me remember them when I have to send them out to people. So. Yeah, if you don't have that book, go check it out. Last week we did the Familiars and on the GM Tricks of Trade, and so I just thought it would be a good little promo to try and push that.
Hey, Effie, real quick, what did you guys decide to talk about this Friday night? Are we doing just A1, or are we going to? Is it going to be a series on the A series? What's your plan? I'm assuming just A1.
I thought it was AO.
AO? I can't forget about AO all the time. I don't know why that's terrible. I do because of Fantasy Grounds as well, because it's always wrapped into it for free.
Well, and A1 seems like the very beginning of something.
Okay, let me put that. What is that called? Knights.
Rising Knight.
Rising
AO,
Knight.
the Rising Knight. That's Davis's, I think, right? And in fact, we're going to be doing a giveaway on that too. So tell your friends and neighbors. I think we're giving away something. I don't know if they want to give it away, don't want to give away what they're giving away, so they can handle that. But I made a coupon for Epi the other night. So that's Nerdcast going on this Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. Right. Is that correct? Oh, there it comes, just right there. I'm trying to read. I think Epi asked me something. 5E Archives, Volume 1, 2, print and digital. Yeah, there will be. Right now, we don't have the boxes for some of those. We thought we had Shadow of Alstrag boxes, like 150 of them. We don't. So we got to get those on order. But yes, eventually, unless WotC decides to just cancel 5th edition, everything that we have that can be converted will be converted. We're going to keep Jason on on a leash and make sure that he converts stuff. So
Yeah, he can't go nowhere.
No,
he's not allowed.
And you know, honestly, we don't mind doing it because people like to play it, and that's fine. Our focus obviously is on CNC and AA and everything that uses our siege engine, Victorious, of course, which we should just do a show on Victorious at some point. So
we do. Well, you know, and I think most of the people that watch our shows and play our games and hang out in Discord bring on 6E, right? But I think they know that, you know, we're a small publisher, so, you know, yeah, we sell 5e stuff. Why not? We need to make money to survive,
right?
So that we can put out kick-ass games, you know, like CNC and Victorious and Star Siege, Amazing Adventures. We've got to do that, you know, so we have to. It's just silly. I mean, when I first, you know, I'm like you guys. When they first started publishing 5e, I had a freaking fit. I was like, what is wrong with them? And I thought, well, duh, they need to make money, you know. So, and no matter how you want to look at doing additions and rule set wars and all that, this set's better and this system's better and whatever, at the end of the day, we know who the biggest publishers are in the world. And if people will buy our products because they are tied to that rule system, then good, that's fine. It helps the game anyway. I mean, we can all admit that the game is in a better place now than it's been, gosh, years. I mean, in the 90s, it was like the freaking dark ages in Europe, you know? No one was gaming hardly except for those hardcore people.
Right.
Now you've got ice skaters. Just, you know.
Right.
Look at Pete. He thought that was a command.
It's a bot, isn't it? Don't you ever said it was a bot? All right, so the entries have stopped.
I need to put it in a social. I need to put a social command in the channel, and they can do that. I'll probably do that. Twitch is on my. I've got to do some love on it too. I've got to get. I got a lot of work to do next week on YouTube and Twitch, so I guess that's probably what I'll do next week is work on all that. Once I get Scary Con stuff kind of.
You just got to be careful with the source stuff with when Steve's running his show because it'll confuse the heck out of him. It'll be all that.
What's that?
Anything where you can allow people to start doing all the stuff on the chat. He gets.
Oh, I know. That's the only thing. That's why I typically do it myself. But I mean, really, the only command I was going to put in there was the social media.
Yeah.
And what it would do is it would bring up. Actually, I don't even have it up here as a bot command. Now it's set up where the bot spams it, but it just shows all the different links. And I was just going to add Discord to that and Reddit, and then that way it's all in there in one post.
Right.
And that's a pretty common thing. In most Twitch channels, they'll have social or Discord commands. That's really common.
Well,
actually.
But you know, if Steve had his way, people would just be mailing their questions in by dead mail, dead tree mail. He is the Luddite amongst us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So let's see. Are you
giveaways?
Did you just start it again?
No, that's not. I put that in there to tell people that just happen to join the channel who don't know.
Okay.
But did it stop? I didn't know it stopped.
Yeah,
it
stopped.
All right. Well, let's see who won. Look, you already entered.
Moondog, yeah, it's just one today. No, not another giveaway.
No, it's not another giveaway.
That was him.
All right, let's see who the winner is. You ready?
Look at they're all trying to enter again. All right, go ahead.
The winner
Who
is Last Laugh 70 Douglas.
I didn't even know Douglas was in here.
Oh yeah, Douglas is always creeping around.
Well, no, he's usually chatting, but I don't see him at all.
He's probably lurking at work or something.
Nah, could be.
I'm not giving away this hat. Forget that. I love this thing, man. It's awesome. It's my first Fallout. I didn't even realize we were wearing a Fallout t-shirt either until anyway. Yeah, congrats, Douglas. Hit me up in Discord, man. Message me in Discord, and I'll get you that coupon. Okay?
Now,
if you're here.
What, isn't there a band called Fallout something or other?
Fallout Boy, I think, or something like that. I don't even know.
So whenever you say Fallout, I'm thinking you're just talking about that band.
That's because you don't play the world's greatest video game, buddy. That's why.
You mean Pong? Oh, no, Asteroid was my favorite game.
I had Pong. I literally owned that
game. I did too.
So.
I quit playing video games around Pac-Man. I decided when they went to Ms. Pac-Man that it was just getting too many things out there in the world, and I needed to just shut it down. I would like to play some video games, but I just don't know what to invest in. You know,
I
like
should get you into Red Dead with me. You'd probably like it. It's actually pretty fun.
what
I
is
don't know
the?
what you'd be. Would you be the type of
See you,
person that want
Wayne.
to troll people or what?
Well, I'm sorry.
Would you be the type of person that want to run around and kill people, or do you want to do your own thing? It'd be curious to see what type of
I would want to
attitude you
kill
have.
people and do my own thing. That would be.
Well, then that's perfect for you. Something like that. That's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, let's see.
Hey, you know what? Not to interrupt you, but Moondog mentioned something. Guys, let me ask you guys something in chat. What do you think if we try to do a Discord game one night and we get Tim to play with us? What do you think, guys? Huh? Can we do a one shot with Tim? I think Moon would be down for it. I bet sure all these guys would be.
Okay.
And you get to kill people. We'll play evil characters. That way you can go kill people.
Okay. I can do that. That's fine. Yeah. We got to do it at 1 in the morning though when I'm done working.
1 in the morning. You vampires, man.
Hey, I got to do something. But anyway, tell me what kind of video game system to buy. What do people do?
Oh, well, it's up to you if you want to buy a PlayStation or an Xbox or PC. I believe in the PC Master Race, but I do own an Xbox and a PlayStation as well.
What's
it just boils down to what you want to do. PC's computer.
Oh, so I could just do it on my computer.
Well, there's a problem. You have a Mac.
That's not a problem.
Well, Macs aren't really computers, so to speak.
It's superior. Is that what you're saying?
No.
You're wearing a Fallout Boy T-shirt.
That's not Fallout.
Yeah, Pete. See, Macs aren't so bad.
It's the game. This is actually Fallout 4, I think.
Okay.
Mercy. This is a mess here. This creeps.
So anyway, I know I can.
Douglas, if you get with me in Discord about if you didn't hear earlier about the coupon, message me in Discord.
Yeah, and if not, we'll send him an email with it. All right. So we got.
So we can find.
We got about 2 more minutes before I need to start heading back to the hacienda. Actually, I've got to run to the store since I'm in the big city. I can actually get some good salmon and a few other items to take back. So if we have any last questions, please let us know. We appreciate you coming and showing.
We do. Thank you, guys.
We're going to next week. I will talk to. We'll talk more about World Varied. We hope to have more updated. We'll try and figure out a little bit more about how Wayne did that and what that means for what we can do on there. And then Moondog. I did too. That was about where I started, but I've been a Mac guy since late '90s. Anyway, we're going to try and get all of that sort of set up for next week. We'll try to have a little bit more for people to see out there. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies, whoever, come watch us on this thing. We'll do. Go ahead.
Yeah. And guys, I put in the announcements, I'm trying to be good about this, but I'm putting shareable links in there. So if you get a chance, check out the announcement channel and any of those links, share them away. Share the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Because, the more people we can get in here to help us figure this out, the quicker we'll get it done. And
right. And the more fun we'll have. And we'll get people playing in there. And then I want to start having some games online where they're using... where they're using this for part of it, and we're gonna set up places so they can use it. So I want it all to be fun, but I want to keep this slot going even after we get done. We might as well, because then we're gonna start having people playing in there, not playing in there, but you know what I mean. We're gonna be using it more. There'll be questions about the subscriptions and all that stuff.
We talk to them on. Anytime we want, we have a direct conversation going with him at all times.
Yeah. Hey, Pete. Let me get. Can you give him the direct link? Do you have a bot for the World Anvil?
What do you mean?
He was asking for a direct link with the. Never mind. I thought he was asking for a direct link. Yes. They've been very helpful to talk with us. Been doing that.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
We did talk about that. Getting coming here.
Yeah. I think once we get where I think it's a little bit more organized and I understand exactly what we're doing, because we've had some private conversations with them, and I've thought that the way they had a question about the way we're doing our adventures. I'm okay with the way the adventures are set up now. I do not quite know exactly what I'm going to do with the way we're going to cut them off. We may have to change that, but I like them being in full pieces.
And one of the things that Tim will agree with me on this, we've discovered that, we're looking at this from the way we've published our books and the way most of you guys go to the bookstore and buy things. You buy, rule books, source books, you buy adventures, you buy supplements, right? They have a completely different way of looking at world animal. With them, it's more about the world, and they've never considered really adventures or that kind of supplements, that kind of stuff. It's a new thing for them, I think, and I think that's why there's only a few big publishers like us and Frog God and Paizo's fooled around with a little bit, so it's a new thing. So they are actually kind of, it's interesting because some of the suggestions they gave us were really kind of not what we were looking at. So we're still trying to work all that out. It's new to them too, I think, to have somebody like us, because we're not just trying to put up like a picture of all of our stuff, for everybody to look at. We're trying to look at it so it can be usable, because for two reasons. One, people want to use it for, like they do D&D Beyond, they want to use it in their games. And two, I have a strong belief, they won't confirm it, but I feel like in the next 2 years we'll see a lot of automation going into World Animal. I think it's going to happen. And if it does, then they'll have to address that stuff, and we're trying to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
that's what we're
we're
true. Just prepared for it.
We're trying to get there. Now, he said the stream was stalled. I'm hoping that the lag sometimes happens either on our end or their end.
Yeah, it's been stalled on my end, but I'm just still talking because they seem to be hearing fine.
It picks up, and it also picks up where you left off, because this happens to me at the cabin a lot. But anyway, we want to thank you guys for coming out and doing this with us.
I'm food.
And you're good.
Yep.
All right. So thank you again. We'll talk to you later, and be in touch.
Thanks, guys. Happy evening.
Adios. And where is my? I've got everything on here. There's my OBS, and now we're stopping.